welcome to the channel. We're gonna do some moisture sensors on the Samsung dryer. You can go online, you can see a lot of videos. It's super easy. You just go in, boom, boom, everything pops off, and then they do the video cuts. Those assholes. Big waste of time, because all these dryers are different. There's about 40 plus versions of this Samsung dryer, so it's not that easy. And then all the ones that are difficult, everybody does like all these cut scenes. Not saying I'm not going to do a cut scene or two, but I'm going to show you that it's fucking difficult. I'm going to show you that you got to take the whole fucking dryer apart to do the job on this dryer. The model number on this dryer, which most people are not going to tell you in their videos, because they're just going to show you a random dryer. Cutting off my head here. But the model number on this is DVE 45B6300. Hopefully that's on screen. I'll hold this still for a second. You can take a screenshot. You can zoom in, whatever the fuck you got to do. There you go. That's this dryer. Now, dryer A, dryer B, dryer C, dryer D, dryer A, all of them. They're all different. All of them are different. Every fucking one is a pain in the ass. The one thing that's really not different is the replacement part. It's just these little things here. The replacement part's super simple. Usually the symptoms are when you're running the dryer on normal, because it's got about 450 different cycles you can put it on. When you're running the dryer on normal, when the sensor's not working correctly, the dryer will just shut off. So it'll say normal, it'll say, I don't know, 30 minutes. You'll walk away, you barely make it 10 feet, and boom, the dryer shuts off because it thinks everything's dry when it's not. So we are going to change these out today. Stuff you're going to need. Probably this guy. Probably a flathead. Maybe two. Phillips head screwdriver. Probably a headlamp. Maybe a beer. Maybe a shot of fucking whiskey. I don't know. Thing starts pissing you off, have a drink. Because you know that's how it's going to be with this shit. So, summer's about to end. It's a kind of shitty day outside. So with summer ending, we'll take advantage of, doing some of this stuff in here. All right, so first I'm going to give you a bit of a walk around of the things that we're going to have to do. First, this is all going to come off, right? The only way to get this stuff off is to take the top off. Let me grab the headlamp so I can throw a little light in here. Okay, so door's going to come off. The vent's got to come out. All these screws on the front's got to come off. We're going to come around the back here to get, excuse me for a second here. We're going to have to take these guys off. And when I'm doing it, I'm going to show you how it's done. All right, so that's what we're going to go to next. All right, so like I said, first thing we're going to do, we're going to take these off the back here. One there, one there. If you like me and you want to not move the dryer as much as possible, you're probably going to drop one of these motherfuckers into the abyss. It's going to disappear into another fucking realm. We're never going to see it again, but that's part of the fun. All right, so those are the two guys we're about to take off. Yeah, I got fucking lucky. They didn't fall. How about that? Not too bad. Out front here, probably scoot the dryer a little bit so we can walk in between here. The top should be pretty loose just by taking those off. Look at that, it's already coming loose here. So one-handed here. Just gonna do that. One-handed, just pulling this back. Not too bad, right? No blood yet. Next thing, we gotta take 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 4 screws out. Grab our little drill. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not too bad. Yeah, we'll set them off over here. All right. So now, some people will tell you when you take this guy off, right? Let's see. Get this guy attached here. Right? Pull back, nice and easy. And these little clips right in there, kind of fits right in. Okay, so you're gonna pull back and up. They'll tell you to detach the wires. Probably remove this clip. I'm not going to, because see, if you watch this right here, you got enough extra wire here. If you just get it off this clip, all right, boom, off that clip. Now what we're gonna do is just gonna move it up there. We're just gonna set it up out of the fucking way instead of removing the clip. One more clip removed is one more clip that could break, right? So we're not going to do that. All right, so I moved the dryer back straight. What I'm going to do now is we're going to take the door off. Pretty simple. I'll talk about it as I'm doing it, but you got 2 screws here. Okay, when you do the door, you got to lift up, pull out. Take all the other shit off. Remove that. And I'm going to tell you this right now, because you've got 1 screw in here, you got another screw right here, you got another one right there. But these motherfuckers, when they built this thing, said, hey, assholes, why don't we put a screw hidden behind here so nobody can get this thing out without taking the whole fucking dryer apart? I mean, like, oh, yeah. Oh, very good, they said, very good. So, you know how it is over there. Anyhow, that's what we're going after next. All right, ladies, we're right back at it here. Get you a little closer. I'm going to take the door off first before we take all this other shit off. All right. Okay. The door comes off. And when you're doing the door, it's got a little thing that keeps it from falling out. You got to lift it up and out. Up and out. Okay. Now, I'm going to take all the fucking screws out of this thing. Just for the fucking fun of it. Why not? It's a little hot, a little humid in here. Summer coming to an end. Raining outside. Let's fucking do some nonsense inside. Why not do this? It's gonna be a blast. Till we get to the fun stuff in there. See how that comes out. First, we'll see how this door falls off. I'm sure it'll be really easy. On some models, when you do this, you'll notice that the screws all basically look the same. Hopefully you can see that. The 2 bottom ones, right? So right down in here, these 2 guys down in this area, they're gonna have a washer on them. So just be mindful that you're gonna want to put the right screws back in the right spot. All right. So screws are out. Now we got to look at getting the door out of here. All right. Forget about these. Forget about these. Don't forget about these. Okay. Move the camera a little bit. Up and forward. Up, forward. Now, there's a little clip over here I'm going to want to show you. Get this guy over here. Right in there. Okay. So we're going to detach this to get this door out of the way. Or, if you're lazy like me and don't feel like detaching things, we're just going to slide the door a little bit off to the side. Look at that. It reaches. Why detach? Detach. Guess what happens? These fucking clips always break. So, here's this one screw that the folks at Samsung said, hey, let's hide this behind everything so people can't get the vent out. There it is. So that's what we're going to do. Now, while you're in here, while you got this open, you could always take this guy off, right? Get in there where the fan is, whatever it's called. Might be called a fan. I don't know. Anyhow, and try to suck out some of the lint and shit that's all stuck in there, because it'll actually get stuck and caked on the blades. Only the easy way to do that, or the simple way, is it's just a few screws. A few screws will take this off. This guy pops off, and then you can look right in there. So while you're in here, might be a good idea to do that. All right, so while we're here, I'm going to show you how to pull that off and what it looks like. I figured I'm not going to take this all off again in the winter or something to make another flipping video, because this is stupid. So just take your lint trap. Might as well just take that out. We don't need it. Throw it over here. All right, I'll take off these few screws and kind of just show you inside here, just so you can take a look. Why not? Pop this guy off. It's just 3 screws. So, you know, all things considered, as stupid it is that they put this screw here, and we're going to get back to that. You know, if you take this all apart, it does give you an opportunity to, you know, clean out any lint that might be trapped. So, just pull it down. Down and out. There it is. Down and out. Right? I'll bring you guys over. You take a look right in there. All right, you see right in there. You know, it gets kicked in there. So, you know, you can clean that out. You know, vacuum it out. Use the flathead. You know, real gently dig out some of that stuff. I figure that's what I'll do right now. You guys really don't need to see a video of me vacuuming. If you don't know how to use a vacuum, you're an idiot. Number one. Number two, go find another YouTube channel that shows idiots how to use vacuums. So I'm going to suck that out real quick, and then we'll get back to the main video. All right, so we're back to the main video here. We vacuumed this out. We got it cleaned. We just kind of scraped a little bit, sucked it all out. Nice. Everything's all clean. So what we got to do next is we're going to be taking this screw out, the screw that we did all this for. All right, and you've got 3 other screws. You've got one over here, you've got one over here, and one in the center. We're going to pop those out. This thing should easily just come flying out, and then we're going to replace the sensor. So that's where we're heading next. Okay, so let's do this. These will be you with this guy. I'm going to use the non-powered Phillips head screwdriver, just so we don't make any mistakes. I mean, this plastic is, you know, not the greatest. You don't want to accidentally fuck this up, because, well, you're going to be spending a lot more money than the $8 or whatever it was for that part. So, you know, don't be stupid. You know, as much as you're in a rush and power tools are the usual go-to, you know, sometimes taking your time with the cheap plastic shit with a hand tool is going to pay off in the end. All right, here we go. Now we're fucking talking. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see this. You see, you can't really see that I'm down there. Let me move this camera. So, you can detach. Get you on camera. So the moisture sensor is connected right back here. You can detach it there. If you've got little small girly hands, you can get them right in there and detach it. I don't. So I need a little more room. So I'm gonna actually detach it down here, which is gonna allow me to kind of slide this just a smidge and give myself a little more space. Right. So with the camera back up over there, you can see here, all I'm doing is feeding this up, right? Which is moving the wire up, which is going to give me more room to get my hands in here and detach these clips. So the thing with those clips is those clips just pop off. There's no like, little thing you gotta push or snap. The clip down here that connects down there has a little thing. Anybody who's ever done anything in their life knows that you just put a little pressure on it and pull, it pops. Unless you're working on a car, you could drop a house on it, you can't get it to fucking move. It's a pain in the balls, right? But usually these ones with these little electronics and stuff like that, they kind of pop in and off pretty easily. So we got that disconnected, and again, this will just pop back on. But this is gonna, feeding that up is gonna make it a lot easier for you to detach these, because you just can't get your hand in there. Again, unless you got little girly hands, God bless, maybe you're a midget, dwarf, whatever the fuck they call them nowadays. You can get your hands in there. I don't know, maybe their hands are a little chunky, right? Oh. Anyway, go off on that. So here we are. See if we can see this here, right? This is your moisture sensors right here. Then right back here, get that on camera. This is where those whatever's there attach. So what we're just gonna do is we're gonna use this maybe like a flathead screwdriver to kind of give it a little pry, push them out, pop the new ones in, and then put this whole fucking thing back together. All right. So if you can see, right, you can see where these guys are. Right up in there, you've got, on one end, you've got 2 pins, right, sticking straight out. On the other end, you've got the 2 pins, see them kind of bent down. So that's where we're going to use the screwdriver. This is your new one, if you can see here. That's your new guy. You got the long side right there, and then you've got on this side the short side, which is the side you're gonna bend down. All right. So we see how we're gonna do this here. Right there. So we're just gonna bend these clips up with the flathead. Kind of pry it out. If I can get this on camera a little bit here. Yep. If you can see, now it's starting to get loose. And I'm bending these clips. Right. You see it's sticking out just a hair. Gosh, it's not always easy to do the camera and the work. See, I can put the screwdriver right underneath, pry it, oh, right out. Boom. There goes one. Now we'll work on the other. Pry it up just a little bit, right? What we're doing is going to put the flathead screwdriver underneath, lift up, boom, pops right on out. Okay. Right on out, right? Super easy. Fucking pain in the ass. And now we're going to install, is trying to get an angle, trying to figure out where you guys can see it. But again, just putting it in there. The clip goes down, press it in. All right, we'll get both of them in there before we do any of the bending of the clips. Get that in there. Okay, see that? If you can see, You see that? Right in there. Nice in. Push them nice and snug. Snug, snug, snug. Right? Now, right inside here, those two clips, you got the two long guys again, right? And you got those two guys right there. Those are the two guys that are going to need to be bent over. There's a little piece of plastic here, so you're just going to bend them over so they don't move. Pretty easy to bend. You can just do it with a flathead screwdriver. Okay. Now you can see right in there, I kind of bent them right over there. Little clips. Perfect. Now we're going to reassemble. So here we go. Okay. So we're going to reattach these clips here. We're going to reattach those first. Then we'll pull this wire back and reattach that. Still not easy. Let me just say that. Okay. So simple. Takes 2 seconds, right? That's what every fucking video will tell you. So simple. Takes 2 seconds. No problem. Easy peasy. Fucking pain in the balls when you can't see. It's in a small fucking area. Right? You know, in my video, I'm always going to be fucking honest. I'm not going to say some fucking nonsense. You know? There we go. We got one on. We got one on, baby. Got one on there. Another one on there. I'm kind of going up under here because it's just not, you know, you're kind of fishing around. Now we're going to work this wire back down and hook it back to the clip down here. So we'll settle this in. We'll work this wire down. Not too tight. There we go. Reconnect it. Pop right in. All right, so now we'll start putting all the screws back in and get back to square one. Now, like any good job, we have shed some blood. That's always the good thing to do when you're doing a job, is to make sure, you know, you shed blood for the place. So we've done that. I just whacked my finger on a little something. Not a big deal. So we got the screws back in. We got this dumb fucking screw that they had to put. It almost does nothing. Does nothing. It didn't need to be there. They could have done like a little clip or something. Would have been fine. We got the one screw on this side back in, the one screw on the other side back in, and the screw inside in. I know you can't see because the camera's pointing down, because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put that little vent cap back on. So here it is. We took it off. We added this to part of the video. Right? Cool, right? We vacuumed that. We vacuumed that all out. I'm just going to pop this back in. 3 screws. 3 screws. So pop. Right in there. Okay? And then we're going to pop on the 3 screws. Quick and easy. You know, maybe we'll cut ourselves again or something, you know, just for the fun of it. Why not, right? Get it lined up here. Get these screws started. right, so that's on. Let me take you for a little walk here. All right, again, 1 right there, 2, 3, that popped out. Inside here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. That popped out. That's done. Now we put this door back on. Remember, we didn't take this clip off. Okay, clip didn't come off, so we don't have to worry about anything breaking. No clips came off up there. Everything is gonna just pop back on. Right. Okay, that's next. So we're just gonna work this around. There's little clips on the bottom. This sets right on, and then you push it forward. I mean, if you need a close-up of that, you probably shouldn't be doing the job. All right, so little clips, set right on, push that forward. I mean, there it is, right? Pretty easy. Now, before we put everything back on up there, all right, you've got 4 screws that gotta go right in here. All right, so let's get these 4 screws in. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't want to over tighten anything, but you do want to make sure everything's nice and tight. Obviously it's a dryer, right? So things shake, rattle, and roll. So you don't necessarily want to have to take everything apart again because you left something loose. All right, remember the 2 with the washers? Those 2 with the washers right down in here. All right, and we got 2 more over here. 1, 2. Okay. All set, right? Next thing, putting this guy back on. You know, hopefully you don't need me to show you up close. It's pretty simple. You've got 2 clips on the bottom here, 1, 2. They fit right in here. Okay, you set it in, push forward. Before we push it forward, don't forget, we took our wire off the clip. Just so we could get a little slack. So we're just going to put that back around that little clip, set it forward, done, right? We got 4 more screws here. Gonna go right up there on the top. So here we go. Now, if this was winter, right next to my furnace here, you wouldn't even be able to hear me. The thing would be firing off. Even though we use wood for heat. The furnace does heat our hot water. So in the winter, the furnace would be firing off multiple times while I'm doing this. Okay, boom, 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 done. Lastly, for this portion, the top. Okay, remember the top, we took the screws off the back, it just slid backwards. That easy. You've got actually 6 holes, little slots on the front of this. There's only 4 clips, so you're just going to slide it right in line with those 4 clips. Slides right in, pops right in. As soon as you do that, the back is all lined up. So I'm going to start those with my hands, just because I know that one of them wants to fall. You just know it does. those up again. Remember, not to tighten things too much. You don't want to over tighten. You're gonna risk stripping something or damaging something. So there's no reason to over tighten. You just want things snug. All right. Next is the door, right? So the door itself. I'll see if I can show you a little better this time. You can see there's a little screw right on there, right? There's a slot here. That screw just sets in and then locks down. That's what holds the door while you grab the screws. Sets in, locks down. Okay. I'll reach over, grab the screws. We'll start with obviously the top because the top's got a lot of pressure on it because of the weight coming down. Get that top screw started. We'll get the bottom started. I'm just going to feel these with a screwdriver here. Just I want to feel how tight they are by hand, because you don't want to over tighten, but I want them snug because obviously boom, 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 you open this thing all the time. Right? There you go. So there we are with that. So all put back together, right? The only thing we need now, oh, right over in this way, is our lint trap. Pop your lint trap back in, close your door, plug it in, and your dryer is ready to go with new moisture sensors. There it is. Boom. Done. Ready to go. There it is. So fairly easy project on a rainy day. You know, I mean, I could have done this when fall or winter comes, but figured I'd get it out of the way now while I had some time. So hope you liked the video. You know, I'm going to say what I say in a lot of my videos. Don't be an asshole. You know, it's fairly basic work. You could do it yourself. You're going to pay somebody to come out $500+ to do something like this. This is $8 on Amazon. $8 on Amazon. Probably overpriced because of what it is. Shut this off. I mean, it's nothing. So, you know, you spend $8 on Amazon, you got a day where you just be fucking, you know, putzing around the house doing nothing because it's shitty outside. You spend a few minutes in here, you knock it out, you get it done. Stop paying people to do shit. You know, Samsung doesn't want you to work on their dryers. They don't want you to do it. They want you to get a Samsung certified technician out here to work on the dryer, blah, blah, fucking blah, right? We're not doing that. We're doing the jobs ourselves. You know, same thing with cars or whatever. They don't want you to work on them. They want you to take it to some guy. A lot of this stuff we can do ourselves, guys. Get out there, do it. Stop being lazy. Do the fucking shit yourself. So I hope you liked the video. I hope it helps. I hope it's more in depth than the other videos that are, you know, all kind of bullshit and make everything seem like it's super fucking easy. I would put this on the pretty easy scale, but you know, your average person, maybe it's a little more difficult. Maybe it's a little, you know, it's a little bit more of a worrisome thing for certain people, you know, working on something that maybe they're not comfortable working on, household appliances and stuff. So anyhow, hope you liked the video. Subscribe. I think those YouTube people always point down, like just subscribe or something, like a video. Samsung dryer, moisture sensor, get it done.